Our next topic is dedicated to Congress of Vienna and diplomacy. The development of the foreign ministry and embassies. The first modern foreign ministry was established in 1626 in France by Cardinal Richelieu. Richelieu saw diplomacy as a continuous process of negotiation, arguing that a diplomat should have one master and one policy. He created the Ministry of External Affairs to centralize policy and to ensure his control of envoys as he pursued the raison d'etat, national interest. Richelieu rejected the view that policy should be based on dynastic or sentimental concerns or the ruler's wishes, holding instead that the state transcended crown and land, prince and people, and had interests and needs independent of all these elements. To communicate securely with its own installations, England established the first modern courier service in 1641, and several states used ciphers. A wide variety of people had been employed as ambassadors, ministers, or residents, a more economical envoy usually reserved for lesser tasks. Diplomacy became a profession dominated by the aristocracy. Another result of Louis XIV's preeminence was that French became the language of diplomacy, superseding Latin. At the century's end, an independent power of the second rank appeared outside Europe, the United States. The founders of American diplomacy, people such as Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, accepted the norms of European diplomacy, but declined to wear court dress or to adopt usages they considered unrepublican. To this day, U.S. ambassadors, unlike those of other countries, are addressed not as Your Excellency but simply as Mr. Ambassador. Congress of Vienna. The Congress of Vienna was a conference of ambassadors of European states chaired by Austrian statesman Metternich and held in Vienna from September 1814 to June 1815. The objective of the Congress was to settle the many issues arising from the French Revolutionary Wars, the Napoleonic Wars, and the dissolution of the Holy Roman Empire. This objective resulted in the redrawing of the continent's political map, establishing the boundaries of France, the Duchy of Warsaw, the Netherlands, the states of Rhine, the German Kingdom of Saxony, and various Italian territories, and the creation of spheres of influence through which Austria, Britain, France, and Russia broke local and regional problems. Thus, the concept of modern-day diplomacy arose. Congress of Aix-la-Chapelle, Aachen. The final act of Vienna of 1815, as amended at the Congress of Aix-la-Chapelle, Aachen in 1818, established 4 classes of heads of diplomatic missions, precedence within each class being determined by the date of presentation of credentials, and the system for signing treaties in French alphabetical order by country name. Thus ended the battles over precedence. Unwritten rules also were established. At Vienna, for example, a distinction was made between great powers and powers with limited interests. Only great powers exchanged ambassadors. Until 1893, the United States had no ambassadors, like those of other lesser states. Its envoys were only ministers. The 2 treaties, the Aix-la-Chapelle and the Congress of Vienna, ultimately established the diplomatic services and representation of the powers on agreed basis. 4 categories of representatives were defined, namely ambassadors, papal legates, and papal nuncies, extraordinary envoys, and plenipotentiary ministers, ministers resident, charge d'affaires. Thank you for your attention.